What's up, everybody? What's up? It is the 53rd episode of the Cabrini Kid podcast. I'm your host, the Cabrini Kid himself, the champ, David Haywood. I appreciate everybody who's about to tune in. Over to my left, I have the illustrious Mr. Perkins to you. As you can find him on Instagram by the handle there, listed there. And then directly below us, we have our returning guest. It's Hilary Matthews. If you are
everybody, how are you?
In the Valley tonight, she will be performing at the Tempe Improv here shortly.
7:30.
She got offered.
It's right around the corner from the spot. That's right around the corner.
So we got a local celebrity on the show.
One day.
So we're gonna kick off the show. Hilary, I think the last time you were on the show, you were telling us about Mr. Fireman, and then you said you had an update. There was a part 2. There was a part 2 Mr. Fireman.
That was so long ago. I don't even remember. So many things have happened. So much has happened between then. What was the first?
Tell us. The first was he came to the job. He brought you some soup.
I was sick.
And you was sick. He brought you some soup, and we was like, not even meeting that day, brought you some soup. And I think that's kind of, and y'all kept texting after that. But then there was a part 2 to the story.
Yeah, he just kept insinuating that I was gonna sleep with him, and I was like, no, I wasn't interested. It just went south after that. It went south after that. Like he started talking weird, and I was moving weird, and it just became more of like that was his motive, right? Like that's what he wanted to do, was just sleep with you, which I'm not interested in just that. Like I'm trying to have a boyfriend.
You want him to fake it.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that. And you're not even that cute anyway. So like you weren't even that special for me to even, give that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that interested.
What has dating been like since then for you? Because you haven't been on the show for 10 months. It's been months.
It's been like since like July, maybe? Or something like that. Like It's been a weird summer. July, I started really kicking up my comedy quite a bit, so that's been fun and adventurous. I've really kind of been consumed in that, so I really haven't dated much. Obviously, I get hit on because that's what happens when you're a woman comic and you have a lot of men around you,
right?
Which is fine. It's whatever. Yeah, nothing crazy. I don't want to speak of anything I have going on right now because it's new, it's fresh, it's real, and I don't want to say anything about it because I like him, and I mean,
last time you spoke on it,
I know. I don't want to say. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything about this one.
It's real as wild.
It's weird. I know. It's been like 2 weeks. You know how I do. We should be married.
You ready to jump the broom?
No, honest to God, at this point, like I really do like him. Like I really like him. Like he's like an actual like. This is one I would entertain for quite a while. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, what am I going to do about it? But I'm not getting like, oh my God, I'm so in love and la 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 and all this stuff. And I'm really trying to be better about that bullshit. Like I don't do anything like that.
Is this person, and again, of course, I know you don't really want to talk about it, but is he in the same industry? Like, is he a comic as well?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
No.
Would you date another comic?
No, I don't think so. I don't. I've met a few. I don't think I would date another comic. I'm not sure why I wouldn't date another comic, but I just don't think it would work very well.
Is it because you don't want to end up in their material?
I mean, they end up in mine. And I warn them all up front too, except this one. I didn't warn him because I don't.
You might end up as a punchline.
There have been many that have ended up at the punchline because I'm like, listen, if you hear about it, don't say anything because nobody knows it's you except you.
So, are you someone who like if you see a comic that is good, does it turn you on? Like just like, oh shit, that's sexy. Like he's funny.
He killing it. He killing the crowd.
So funny, I'll drop panties quick. When you make a woman laugh, like it's literally the best thing you could do.
That's it. If you can make her giggle, you can make her jiggle.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Like I love laughing with people. Like I love being able to like joke around and like that's why I like this environment so much, right? Like it's just we're always just talking trash to each other. We're always laughing. It's all in love. It's not in hate. Like we're always, getting together and just hanging out. It's like you're hanging out at the bar with some friends, and not a lot of us drink when we're there because like you don't want to mess up your whole set.
Right.
Because you can get, if you get too drunk, you're forget everything, you sloppy.
Like Dave Chappelle did, yeah.
Oh, it's ugly. And especially being a new comic, like you've got to make your name, and you can't make your name by doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this question. So obviously in the world lately, there has been a lot going on. Does that trickle into your set or do you have a set performance you're going to do no matter what is going on in the world?
I don't really like to talk about current events.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to talk about anything that's happening in the world because I think it's like, so like when you're watching a movie, right? Or you go to see a comic, you're trying to get away from all that stuff, man. You're not trying to hear about it. And then like, it's really controversial. Like people get pissed. Like I did a show recently and this guy got upset about something one of the comics said and he reacted and he responded and she like, it became a thing. And I'm like, I just don't do that kind of stuff. I don't for myself. However they want to do it, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's up to them. But like, I just don't like, cause it really, especially it's triggering for people and they're drinking, they're already, not going to behave like their normal selves. So I just really kind of try to stay away from it.
Yeah. Because I think that they're like, when you watch a lot of the mainstream comedians, they may touch on something that is, what's the word? Maybe globally impactful and not necessarily specific. Do you feel like as a comedian, there's things that are just kind of like low-hanging fruit for a comedian that are just, that you feel are kind of corny?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's, the obvious things that are going on and stuff. And if you try, you could try it and see how it lands. And I think that's a lot. Well, that's a lot of what we do is we try things like at these open mics and things like that. We try them and we see how they land, right? See what we're talking about. But you also have different audiences that you're going to go in front of. A lot of comedy stems from knowing your audience. Knowing what it's like knowing your audience when you see people, and you're out and you're hanging with your friends, right? Like you don't really want to say something that may upset them and that, hey, they may feel a certain way about it, but you can tell a demographic of people by looking at the crowd, their age, their race, their, all, female, male, all those things. You kind of, you got to watch all those things and then you can adjust your set accordingly. Or, because I've switched my stuff up but I want to implement my old stuff, which is really sexual. So I like to joke about that kind of stuff, but you gotta be careful. Some people don't find it funny.
So for instance, if you go out on an open mic night, right, and you go out and it's a room full of a specific demographic, and you have a joke or a setup that has killed with other demographics, would you be adventurous enough to say, you know what, this might not be the room for this joke, but I might drop it and see how it lands, and if nobody laughs, I'll pivot? Or do you say, you know what, I'm not even gonna try it because
no, I'll do it. Me personally, I'll do it. It just see where you're at. Like, why not? Some people might think it's funny. You may not think just because there's certain demographic may not like it. I also don't. I stay away from like racial stuff. I don't like to do that kind of stuff because you just I don't want to do it. I stay away from all the racial stuff. I'll talk about white people because I'm white people, so I guess I stay in my zone there. Like, but I don't really. If there's certain like. But so, okay, so I saw a comic, a black male comic, right? And there was the whole audience was white, like all of them. And he did a lot of black jokes, like a lot. They would have killed in a whole room of black people, right? Like totally. And it was crickets. It was good. I don't want to say it was awful, but it wasn't great for where you were at. It didn't work. It wasn't universal. If I, you know.
Do you think that modern comedians or current comedians who are more mainstream fit into a more universal role? Because I feel like if you look at like a Dave Chappelle, I feel like he doesn't tell a lot of black jokes, but he tells a lot of white jokes. I feel like if you look at like a Kevin Hart, I don't think he tells a lot of black jokes, but he tells a lot of white jokes. But I feel like the crowds they're in love the jokes, even though it's about them.
Absolutely. I love to laugh at myself and all the weird stuff that white people do. Like, I make jokes all the time about we don't season food. Like, I do, but I don't know about some. But most people, like the stereotypical, like white people do not season their food. So I'll joke about that kind of stuff. But also Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart, they tell a lot of stories. They're storytelling. You know, they'll tell like instant, you know, things that happened, you know what I mean? Like Kevin Hart tells a story about the drugs on the plane when he went to Mexico, right? Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but he tells that story. He's more storytelling, and so is Dave Chappelle. They tell a lot of not real like so much jokes, but like he hits them. The delivery it's a lot about the delivery. Like you could tell a joke one way and then it doesn't hit, and then you can go around and do it somewhere else and then say it a different way and it'll hit harder than it does there. It's all about your delivery.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Who would be your dream comedian to open for?
Gary Owens.
Really? I did not
Gary
see that.
Owens. 100%. Love me some Gary Owens. He's so funny. Like, and he tells stories, right? He just talks shit all night. Like that's what he does. And he speaks on his real life, and it's nothing like he just tells stories about his life that's where I'm going. Is I'm not good at, and I'm funny. I already know I'm funny, but I'm struggling with like being funny, and I was struggling with being me, and me is what makes me funny. Right. And so that's why I got into comedy, because I'm funny. And then when I was upstage, I'm like, why am I struggling to be funny? Because that's me, because I wasn't being me enough. And so that's where I've kind of like backburned the writing on the jokes. I'm taking the turn and I'm going to the storytelling side, and I've got where I'm going. And I think it's going to do way better because I feel way more comfortable when I'm up there saying it. Because it's my life. My life is I don't want to say it's a joke.
Your life is the punchline.
My whole life is trauma, and it's why it makes me funny. So I want to talk about that and what happened. So. Hi, KP.
What's up?
It's just over there like she's nuts.
No, I mean, I would love to see you up there. That'll be great.
Yeah, it's fun. I have a good time. I love it. I think it's great. Yeah.
So why don't you? So if you don't talk about quote unquote like race, which I understand, like why don't you? Or is that your experiences with men of color? Is that out of the question as well?
I just don't feel comfortable talking about that because, like, I think that I don't know. I just don't know if, I mean, maybe I will at some point. Maybe I would joke about it raising. It would just kind of depends on what my audience would look like. You know what I mean? Like, I would feel nervous, in certain situations if I said something to upset somebody because it wouldn't be with intention. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I would just be joking. You know what I mean? But sometimes race is not something you really want to joke about. It just depends on the person and where you're at.
Well, I mean, no. If you're talking about dating and dating men of color, I think that is something that, regardless of the room, that somebody in there at some point or another have probably come across, whether it's a family member or them or so on and so forth, is probably something that they've come across. So that could be
for sure.
But I also feel like you could say that about everything, right? Like, I don't want to touch on religion because it may offend somebody. I don't want to touch on sexuality because it may offend somebody. I don't want to, so like as a comedian, like that doesn't leave you with a lot of room for material. Unless, just like you said, it's just about your life. And this is what I've been through as Hilary Matthews.
Yeah.
And you really can't stray from that path if you don't want to touch on other things. Obviously not to question your choices, but I'm saying,
yeah, no, I get it.
If you don't want to offend anybody in the crowd, is it super hard to do when you're like crafting a set? Is that walking that line? Is that hard to do?
So, I mean, I say things, listen, I offended a few people on Saturday, right? I touched on teachers, right, in Arizona, and we're 50th. You want to raise, do better. Like, I was kind of a dick. Something like, I made a joke about that, but there was a teacher in the audience. And she kind of got a little bit offended. I could see her face. And then I made a joke about my grandma. Her name's Marie. And I kind of went on about that and insulted people named Marie. And there was obviously somebody. And then they got like rolled, like their faces all sour, And I made a joke afterwards. And I said, I'm sorry. So I do say things that I know are going to piss. I pissed off 4 people when I went to an open mic on Thursday night down at Jared's coffee shop. Like, I walked in and just my presence and what I said made them mad. Like, so me being myself, like I'm going to offend somebody. So I don't put a ton of thought into it as like, oh, I just don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend anybody. I know I will. Like, it's just gonna happen no matter what polo buttoned up.
It's not a polo.
It's not a polo, it's a button up. JoJo she been gone from the West Coast too long. She forgot what actual polo shirts look like because dudes probably don't wear those in Atlanta. Well, what's up, JoJo? Thank you for hopping on.
Yeah, so I don't worry about offending. Yeah, I don't worry about offending. I stay away from certain topics that I'm not comfortable talking about. And other comics do it, and that's great, and it's funny, and I'm not easily offended. So they do it, but myself, I stay away from certain topics that I don't like to touch on. Politics, religion, right? I just no.
So I think I mean, I totally get that, but as a comedian, and this is just my personal opinion, I think not your job, but I think the comedian's job, regardless of how offensive they are, in my opinion, their job is to evoke emotion. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Make them.
So whether if they scrunch up their face, or whether they, you know, as long as they're doing something with their face, that means that something is happening. They are feeling some type of way in regarding to what I just said. Now, again, if they're a blank stare, then clearly nothing's landing. But even if they give me a dirty look, that lets me know that something is evoking some kind of emotion to where, okay, well,
yeah,
I need to keep going, or things of that nature. Like, I think being a comedian is, you know, I mean, your quote unquote First Amendment right. You can say whatever you want. If you happen to offend someone, you just have to be ready to accept the particular consequences that come with what you say. Now, again, some people don't understand jokes, but like, I personally love when a Dave Chappelle talks about, you know, transsexuals and things like that, or when certain comics talk about race. Now, am I offended by some of those things? I may say, man, that's messed up, but I'm not going to be like, I hate so-and-so because they said this joke. No, I'm not going to be that way, because I know at the end of the day, it's comedy. Like, it's supposed to, in my opinion, is supposed to evoke some form of emotion, whether that's good or that's bad. That's the whole point of doing stand-up, in my opinion.
And I think, especially, you know, touching on what KP said, if you've watched Dave Chappelle's last 2, maybe 3 specials on Netflix, the trans community has been the focal point of 3 Netflix specials, right? So obviously he knows the things that he says offends that community, but he's making his hay on offending that community. And I think that people who go to the show kind of, I don't want to say they know him for that. I think they know him from for other things. Yeah. But I think that he kind of has adopted and wears that badge proudly, you know, he might say. He wears that badge or whatever, but I think there's some, I feel like when you look at a lot of the comedians now, they kind of have, I don't want to say a niche, right? But they kind of do. You know, I think Gary Owen talks about, like, you know, his niche is, I'm a white guy who dates black women. That's kind of his, right? Kevin Hart's niche is, I'm short. Dave Chappelle's niche is a black dude living amongst white people.
Right.
You know, you might take a George Carlin, right? He might say his niche is, I'm old and I don't like the way that new people do things. You know, so I feel like everyone kind of has a niche. What do you feel like as a comedian your niche is? What is your thing?
So when you're talking about these specific comics, right, they already have a name, and they made their name, and they made their name, and they made their niche in their process, right? Like that and now when they say things like, Dave Chappelle don't care if he offends people, like what does he care? He's Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Like, the hell? Like, cancel me. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Kevin Hart, same thing. Gary Owen, same thing. Like, they all have a name. So right now, as for me in my in an up and coming comedy, what I want mine to be is, I want mine to be relatable. I want mine to be saying things that nobody wants to talk, like nobody wants to say about their family. Nobody wants to talk about their stuff, right? Like the things that they went through, the craziness that their mom was, the lack of love you got from your father, and joke about that. Being a daddy, having daddy issues and what, all those things. Like, I want my story, like, and not that it's like that crazy, but like there's a lot to unpack. And I'm wanting to use that to relate to people, to say things that, hey, like, not everybody's, doing okay. And like, this is what I'm doing with my upbringing, with my trauma, with my garbage family. Cause I don't want to call them garbage family, but I don't talk to them. Like, none of them, like 0 people in my family do I talk to. And there's a lot of things that happened along that way that created that. And it's funny. I think it's funny because why not laugh at it, right? Like, why be all upset and make something negative out of it, turn something into positive, you know what I mean? And so I really just kind of want it to be relatable. A real person. I want to talk about my stuff, and maybe that's narcissistic. I want to talk about me. I want everything to be about me.
That's your stage. That's your stage.
Yeah, but that's what I want to do. And then, like, I've lived the majority of my life just being suppressed and not being able to be me. And what's funny about that is that I have felt the most uncomfortable when I am being me. Like, I'm screwing up the most, but that's when I do the best. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
People tell me, like, when I feel most uncomfortable, I'm like, oh my God, I'm messing up, but I feel more me. And they're like, oh my God, you did so great. And I'm like, oh, really? Because I'm constantly being criticized and told you ain't shit, you ain't good enough, you ain't this, you ain't that. So for me, it's like it's a process. It's a therapy process.
It's cathartic for you to be on stage.
Mm-hmm. I love to make people laugh.
Do you talk about dating in your set?
Yeah.
As far as what?
I've got a few stories. I haven't brought up the belly button one, which I really need to kind of get that one in there because that's funny. That would hit funny people. Like, it's so stupid. I do my dick fished, where I was given not unsolicited. I don't think I've talked about this on here. This was like after, but somebody sent me a dick pic and I wanted it. Like, I requested it. I'm like, give me, I want to see what the goods are. I'm not driving 45 minutes. This is bullshit. Gas is expensive. So he sent it to me and it was on point. But then when I got there, and this is a true story, it was, the dick didn't match the pic. Like, I don't know whose you sent me, but this doesn't work, and that looks fine. But yeah, it was not good. So I was like, I was dick fished. And then I blame women because they're always sending out freaking stupid filtered photos, and they, look like a cat, and they have too much makeup, and they look like they've been to the gym when they don't. Like, so I kind of go both ways. Like, I tell the dudes, like, hey, you guys are punk asses because they're getting us back, but then the girls are, it's their fault too. Because
wait, so what? So it wasn't. So when you saw it, it wasn't what? Like, I'm sorry, I was reading the comments.
It didn't look. It did. What does he say? Smacking like. See, now that's a funny story, bro. The slapping the women with the pizza in the face. You say my stuff is crazy. I was like, what?
I mean, to the guy's credit, you said it was a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, to the guy's credit, to what? He sent me a picture of.
He sent you a picture, and it took you 45 minutes to get there.
Oh.
So it wasn't his package?
No, this stick was totally different. Like, it was like you told, like if a chick
sent you
a photo, huh?
I said, it wasn't his at all. It was somebody else.
No, because I'm like, I looked at that and I took out my whole phone. I was like, sir, I don't know what this is. It's not your dick.
He said you hear now what you gonna do.
That's crazy.
You go 45 minutes, you might as well come on in.
Bro, nothing. It didn't even work.
Did you let him
It
crack?
didn't work. No. It didn't work. It was broken.
Is this a new little format with their pictures and stuff like that?
What is that? That's YouTube, yeah.
They've been doing it.
I've never seen it. Oh, we just saw JoJo. She was on there, no?
Yeah, it's been like that.
Oh.
It looks different.
No, it was somebody else's. I don't know who's.
What up?
I don't know whose wiener it was, but it wasn't his. I'll tell you that.
That's pretty ballsy.
And it didn't work.
That's weird to have another dude's wiener in your phone.
That's crazy.
Just spring it.
Listen, guys send each other pics all the time, I think. Or you can get it on the internet.
It's even crazier that you believed it.
Why would I think that he sent me somebody else's wiener?
Was it like in his hand? Was it like,
yes.
Or was it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But you didn't follow that up with, let me see a full body pic. You was like, that's good. I'm on the way.
So let me explain. Now,
I've seen all I need to see. I'm on the way.
Because we.
She was thirsty.
That's not
he
nice.
caught you at the right time.
Yeah, but I didn't get anything out of it, so it was fine. But now, if I do, which I really don't anymore, I require the full body. I want full disclosure of what we're working with. I'm not playing no more. I'm not doing that again.
She said, "You won't get me twice."
Nope, fool me once.
But you still tried to let him crack. Oh, so you guys didn't even get intimate.
Oh. But you lied. You lied.
But you're there now.
It's
45 minutes there, 45 minutes home.
No. You gotta let him smack.
Nothing? That's a waste of gas.
Yeah, well, it was a waste of my gas, and no, we're not doing that again. Nope. I'm not here for it.
So how'd you know it didn't work if you guys didn't get close to being intimate?
What if I showed up as way fatter or uglier, or I wasn't even the same person? I've had people tell me that women show up and they got their homegirls on their freaking page, and they show up as a whole different person. Like, oh, I thought that our conversation would be enough for you to be interested when we met. No,
this ain't no Love Is Blind, man.
No,
Love Is Blind.
It's rude. It's rude. It's the same thing with the penis. Like, send me yours. If you're gonna send it, send it.
We need his name, his full name, so we can ask him to be on the show.
Hell no. Hell no. Like, it's never gonna happen.
Because one thing I will say is that as a guy, nothing that we do hasn't worked before. If that makes sense.
100%.
It's a numbers game. If he's done that to 20 women, let's say he's done that to 10 women, 7 of them left. You're one of the 7.
Yes.
The other 3 said, well.
Yeah,
they entertained it.
It's crazy the confidence that some men have out here to do some shit like that.
I mean, a 30% closure rate is not
that bad.
It's not bad.
To each his own, but I'm not doing it anymore. I already said, and after that, I kind of didn't. I haven't really dated. I haven't entertained anything. I haven't been in the game. So I've really just been concentrating on my comedy and my job and all kinds of things. So it wasn't.
Have you?
What?
Have you an old boy cracked or what?
Who? We're not talking about him.
That's why she's in love. It all makes sense.
No, we ain't talking about him. We ain't talking about him.
It all
legitimately.
Makes sense.
No, we're
sometimes
not.
Sometimes
listen.
I get it. I know I'm not. But sometimes when you crack early, that's when the girl gets unreasonable expectations. And
so my friend and I talked about it. He's a male. And he says that same thing. Now, what is your allotted amount of time in which you feel as though it's a good time to start having sex?
Day one.
It depends on the conversation beforehand.
But why is that any different? But why is that any different if I do it?
Who said it was bad that you did it? I never said that.
We're saying, why didn't you when you drove 45 minutes?
Oh, well, he's not even the one I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, like, you know,
what I'm saying is,
why not? Like, why not do it? Like, why not test the goods? Like, why not?
Yeah,
I don't want to spend all this time trying to find out if I love you.
We're all in agreement. We're all in agreement.
I am in agreement with you. I am in agreement with you. I like those women who say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait 30 days, 90 days." Shut up! Like if you like,
meanwhile they're in the backseat and they're doing this. Liars, they're liars.
If you're attracted to someone,
let's get it going.
Let's get it in, because regardless, that person can still. You guys could still stop talking tomorrow if you don't have 100%. Sex, or if you do have sex. It doesn't matter. So why don't you just do what you feel?
If I'm not compatible with you sexually, we have no business moving forward. Zero.
But it's a lot of women out here who I feel don't want to be quote unquote be considered a label. I think it's something within their head that they're like, oh, I don't want to be considered a whore because I slept with him after the first date, or I slept with him after the second date. What? If you're attracted to someone and the vibe is good, the energy's good, regardless, it doesn't matter. That dude could be a dickhead if you have sex or if you don't have sex. That girl could be crazy if you have sex or if you don't have sex. So why not just see what happens and go with the flow?
Mm-hmm. Why put time limits? Why put these, we gotta wait, why? What are we waiting? Like if we are vibing and we're feeling each other and we are hanging out and we are doing our thing and why not? Okay, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
See, that's the mindset that I think that most women should have, especially, and this is my opinion, this is going to be a controversial opinion, especially if you older, if you over 38, 40, and you got more days behind you than you got in front of you, boo-boo.
Expired, bitch. You need to get it in.
Let's get it in. You don't know what's going to happen. And you worry
tomorrow could be the day you can call home. Let's go.
Easy. So these women that are in their 40s and 50s and talking, and I mean, these are some good-looking women in their 40s and early 50s talking about, I'm dating with intention. Bitch, you what do you mean? You don't have much time left.
You damn near 50, girl. You need to get your shit together. Like well, and I've had this conversation with my friend too, and he's late 30s and he has a certain age group that he dates. And they're younger. And he likes to tell me quite often that I better find somebody soon because this is not gonna be I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, I think about it though, sometimes when he says some things, but it's true. Like everybody has to stop being so like particular, I guess. Like, oh, he gotta be this and he's gotta make that and he's gotta look like this. No, there's a lot of things that I look for, and none of those pertain to. And it happens to be like I want interest in. You're gonna be shocked, KP, but food, David. I know. I love to eat.
There's nothing
wrong with it.
But so that feeds right into a post I saw. Actually, KP sent it earlier. And it says, let me find it. It said 49% of women on dating apps filtered height for 6 feet and up. Yet, only 3.9% of men in the United States are over 6'2".
Right.
Are these women unknowingly or knowingly excluding themselves from the other 96 point however many percent of men because they have this idea in their head, I need a guy that's over 6 feet. And you're from over 90% of the men in the United States because you have this idea in your head that I need this.
So absolutely. Like absolutely, like I'll date a short. I'm not opposed to a short king, right? Like I'm fine with it. Like I'm 5'7", so I'm fairly tall for a woman, right? Especially when I wear heels, I'm about 5'9". So I don't like to be too much taller, but like if we're like right around the same height, like maybe a 5'8", 5'9", like my first ex-husband was 5'8". My second one was 5'11". So like 5'5".
JoJo says that's so whack to me. I'm 5'5". Everyone over 6 foot to me.
Right, and that's so like somebody like her, right? She's 5'5". Those women need to get their shit together because you could date a man that's 5'7". Like he's 2 inches taller than you, 5'8". Like that's fine. Like you're 5'5", you're already short. Like he's already 3 inches tall. Like what's the problem? You don't need a 6 foot dude when you're 5'5". Like that doesn't make any. I mean, if you like that, I guess if you're attracted to that, that's one thing. But you shouldn't limit yourself on it. Like I look for like not height or anything, but just like like if you like movies, the same movies together, watching the same.
We talk about physical attributes.
No, yeah, I mean that's honestly like it's good initially, but like it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. If you are a picky eater, boy,
she took your saying, KP.
It's not sustainable, KP.
I mean,
but you saying I'd be happy with a dude that's 5'7".
Yeah,
is also not sustainable.
How? If he has all the interests that I enjoy, that he likes the same things that I like, we go to the nice, places together, we share food. We enjoy
because you're gonna go out with him one time and you're gonna see a dude that's 6'5", you're gonna be like,
No, not if he's catching my attention. Not if I'm vibing with him. Not if
you're gonna say because you're settling for the 5'7". You would rather have 6'5".
No,
but you settle for the 5'7". So when you go out with him and you see somebody that's 6'5", you're gonna be like,
You're putting me in a box.
She gonna see me come into the room and she gonna be like this.
I'd be like, hey, KP.
And otherwise, little dude is gonna be like this.
Listen, when I tell you I love me a tall black man, yes, I do.
But the short ones know that too.
But what I'm saying is that I'm not gonna sleep on somebody like relationship compatibility wise, because that's so hard to find. Like somebody that has your same interests and likes to go like day trips, and that's what I'm looking for, companionship. Obviously I want the fire, I want the attraction, I want all that stuff, but if I find somebody that, then if you find somebody that's short and worth it, but I would have to wait like another 5 years before I would like start exploring those options of settling.
That was going to be my next question is, do you feel like you're at an age where you're ready to start compromising on that?
No, not yet. Not yet.
So the dude you talking to now, how tall is he?
6'1", 6'2".
It's a fairly decent height.
Yeah. Whatever, KP, and your 6'4" ass. I know you 6'4".
If that's without,
that's all you can get, I guess.
If that's what you pulled in the boat, that's fine.
I'm pulling. He's like he's very nice. He's handsome. He's got a good job. Like we share the same interests. Like the first date,
is he consistent?
Very much so. Very much so. And the first date.
Have you been sick yet?
This reeled me in the first date, right?
Okay, let's
go to a taco spot. I picked the taco spot. I like this spot. So we go to there and we get ready to order. And he's like, hey, do you want to get a couple different tacos and kind of try them out and share them and see what we like? Like he's already on my level. Like he already is like, yeah, let's try this, let's do that. Like I'm a huge food person. Like you know that. And so when he said that, I was like, oh, yes.
I'm wet. Oh my God, tacos.
A cornucopia of
Do you
different
want to go home
tacos.
right
Come
now?
get it. Come get it.
Come get it.
JoJo says the average male height in the United States is in 2025 is 5'9".
Okay, well that's a fair height. That's a decent height. That's taller than me. It's fine.
Yeah, 5'9", yeah.
Yeah.
I did have a guy hit on me who's 5 foot. And no.
A 5 foot tall dude?
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
But what if he was really nice and liked all the things you liked and liked tacos and assortments and
I don't think so. There's some things I can compromise on. If I could put you in my pocket, I can't handle it.
Yeah, so short kings really don't.
Not that short. I'm saying short king, like my height, short king, because according to men, when they're 5, 6, or 7 or whatever, they're short. So I can't do 5 feet.
Well, because I know you're about to head soon, but so where
I am. I gotta go.
Where do you one of the last questions, at least for me, where do you see yourself? Like, I know this is, you never know with this dude and things are going as they go, but where's dating going for you in the future? Or is it more so comedy? Is it more so you're trying to do a mixture of both, or what?
I'm more of like, I'm focusing on what I'm doing right now. Like I'm my focus, but this came along and it wasn't expected. So I want to move forward with it. So like if I meet somebody and it evolves and it has to be organic, I'm not on Facebook dating. I'm not on any of the apps. I don't go out to look for people. If I meet somebody that, is I don't want to use the word worthy of my time, but our time is limited in this life. And like you said, I have more years behind me than I do in front of me. So they're very condensed. So
like Drake said, when you see potential, you got to see it through.
Quality, not quantity. Like if you want to hang out and we have a good time and stuff and it involves something, then great. But if not, then I'm going to keep it moving because I'm focusing on what I'm doing now.
Okay. I love that for you. I'm glad that this is a different Hilary than the last Hilary.
Yeah, I know.
This is a subdued, reserved, conservative.
See, I need more of this Hilary with the cuteness, with the earrings, with the hair up on Instagram compared to that other Hilary I'll be seeing.
What other Hilary?
Who is this?
I eat too much?
Single this tacos Hilary was
who is this monster?
That's me. I'm dressed up because I'm going out and going to a show tonight. Like what you saw was me. Whatever. I get requests for my food videos, man. They love it. They love it. And women are like, how do you do that? How do you just get on the camera and just start eating? Because I'm lonely. Nobody's here to eat with me. I'm bored.
It's funny you say that because I literally had another former guest of the show reach out to me and said that food eating videos is a thing.
Huge. Millionaire.
Like, it's like
millionaire.
It's like OnlyFans and then food eating videos.
It's for me.
Hold on. Are we talking about someone going to a restaurant and eating? Or are we talking about someone like Hilary and just
both.
Just raw dogging these tacos like it's crazy.
It's both. They want to see both.
Look up B Loves Life. Okay.
B Loves Life.
B Loves Life. Okay.
Instagram or TikTok or what?
All of it.
Okay.
Find her anywhere. If you started Googling B Loves Life, this woman, Black woman, right? She's 50 something years old now. She's got 2 sons, her husband. This woman is a full-on millionaire right now and now she's on TikTok selling clothes and stuff like that. And she started all her videos and she was eating seafood boils. She now has her own hot sauce line. She has her own seafood boil line. She has her own clothing line now, and it's literally been only 5 years.
JoJo said cake sitting is actually right under OnlyFans.
What the fuck is a cake sitting? Sorry, I don't mean to cuss.
Like sitting on, I'm assuming like sitting on a cake.
That doesn't even make any sense. What is that?
Men are terrible. We are terrible.
You're disgusting. I had a guy come in my inbox the other day, told me he would pay me $25 for my dirty panties. I said, "What's your address?"
Hey, I would do
She
that shit too.
She said men pay to watch women sit on a cake.
Okay, I'll do it. How much are we talking? Let's go. I'll sit on a cake. I'll sit on the cake for you.
Nah, this B Love's Life woman. This is crazy. That shit's nasty.
Bro, I started watching her in like early 2020, 2021. Crazy. Her husband quit his job. Like, they are set. I think they live in like Ohio or Texas or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, huge.
Well,
all right, Hilary.
I do have to go.
Out of here. We're gonna let you get out of here because I know you gotta go.
Go
kill it tonight. Have a great set. I know this is a big opportunity for you. Go have a big set.
Hey, next time you're in Tempe Improv, less than an hour notice, please let me know. There's literally a mile away from me.
You ain't got nothing going on, KP. It starts at 7:30.
Yeah, but I don't feel the best. I don't feel the best today. I don't. Otherwise I come see you.
Yeah, right. My friend is performing and she don't feel good either. Suck it up. Come on. He ain't coming. Look at him. He ain't coming.
No, I'm not coming.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Bye. Good luck.
Bye, JoJo. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Geneva said break a leg. JoJo said he don't look his best either.
JoJo, Jordan, you're funny.
Once Jordan found out it wasn't a polo and it was a button up.
Yeah, she had to come up with a. Jordan don't know what she's talking about. Felix, what's up, my guy?
He said we need to see all this new Hilary in action.
Yeah, I'm proud of Hilary, man. She's
coming up. She gonna make it. Hilary gonna make it. She gonna make it. She gonna make it. Then she gonna look back and be like, I got my start on the podcast.
She could be the next what's that blonde Sarah Schumer?
Oh, Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer? Yeah, Amy Schumer. I can see her as like an Amy Schumer type. Yeah, Amy Schumer.
I don't know if I've ever watched a stand-up of hers. I've seen her in movies. I don't think I've seen a stand-up of her.
Hey, Felix, Amy Schumer, right? Amy Schumer. No, but excuse me. The what she was saying about the women should have sex with men, or they should think about it. You know, I and this is not for selfish benefits. I mean, I truly do believe. I mean, I'm not saying that it should be the first, but I'm saying like it shouldn't be any more than after a couple times spent, in my opinion.
I can honestly say that some of the best experiences I had went off the vibe of the date. Like, the date's going great. Y'all were together for 3-4 hours and y'all not ready for the date to end. So y'all go back to one of the other's crib. Like it. And that's just organic. But when you hit the, well, I'm not that kind of girl. Yep. I have to wait. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 10 dates, whatever the case is, you're actively denying how you feel about that person. I feel like,
man, a female once told me because I went in for the kiss at the end of the date, and of course she kissed me, but she's like, I normally don't kiss on the first date. What? If it's a good date, and it wasn't like right, and it wasn't like trying to be some like soap opera kiss, just like a little good night. You don't even do that on the first. Like what? If the vibe is good, if the conversation was good, the place was good, I don't like. Maybe some men probably don't think the way that I think, but I think the more that it's delayed low key, it's like now it's just like a challenge that I don't really want to, that I don't really want. Like that first date was kind of like the rush of the like, oh, this is new. This is like, the vibe is good. And then when you hear the, oh, I just want to wait, or this is not me, or this is not me anymore, or that was the old me. What? So you was the old you with the dude a month ago, but now you're the new you with me. Shut up. Like, get out of here, man. But then again, I can honestly say that I can put, okay. I can honestly say that if I put myself in a female's shoes, I do understand where they are coming from. I do. I get it to some degree. But to a larger degree, I don't.
Well, a shout out to my man Dan Bohall checking in, one of my teammates from college. What's up, Dan? He said, "Don't need no female, focused on God." Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna lean on. Hey, but I feel like as a man, when you're in a position where you're like, okay, I have to ask her out. I'm expected to pay. I'm carrying the conversation. I'm carrying the idea for the date. I'm saying we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here. And you're putting in all the work. I'm not saying that should be paid off a certain way at the end, but the organic evolution of this interaction is a certain way. When you stop that and say, but I'm not like that. We've already had conversations where I know you are like that, or at least you used to be.
Right.
And I think that there's been, and I can speak to this personally, I think that there's times when I've presented myself a certain way where a woman said, well, I don't have to be like that with him, and I can still get all the same things. With other guys, I had to be like that with them to get those things.
Yeah.
And when you're respectful, when you say, hey, I would like to take you out sometime. Let's go here. I'll come pick you up, blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh, I don't have to give it up. I don't have to give it up for a couple of dates because he's a nice dude. Now, the last dude I talked to was like, I come pick you up, but what you going to do for it? Well, I really wanted to go to the steakhouse, so I knew what I had to do. And I think that I heard something a long time ago, and I think that this still stands true today. Women make rules for men that they don't like and exceptions for the men that they do. Every time a woman says, I don't do this, or I'm not going to do this, or I don't move this way, she's saying that to a guy that she won't do that for.
Yeah, I agree.
But let it be the man that she envisions in her mind as the perfect guy. She's going, right? Me and Felix, we went and had a boxing workout. And after the workout, me and Felix was rapping or whatever, and he was like, if Chris Brown hopped in these girls' DMs and was like, I want you to come on tour with me, I'll fly you to the next 2 cities, you're gonna stay with me, and we're gonna kick it for the next 2 weeks. Everything that she said that is how she is out the window.
For sure.
It's out the window. Because this is an opportunity for her with a guy that can provide that type of experience for her. So he's going to get an exception. You just asking her out on a date, she's going to be like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing that for him. But let it be Chris Brown, Idris Elba, Bad Bunny, whoever, right? Those rules turn into exceptions.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And again, I think I've said this multiple times on this show, like those are some of the toughest lessons that I've had to learn as a man, to be humbled by realizing that this person, in all hearts of our hearts, really don't F with me like that, for real. Like, because if they want to spend time with you, they'll spend time with you. If they want to do this with you, they'll do with you. They'll do it with you. They'll make time for it, just like, you know, you are willing to make time for that person. So, I mean, there's been times when women have been like, I mean, it's crazy how women think that when they give an excuse, they think that the man, to some degree, doesn't realize that it's an excuse. Like, we know what you're doing. We know, like, even for those women that I knew, like, I knew it, but it's the competitive side of me was just like, oh, I can still bag her. She may not be trying to hang out, but when she does, because typically sometimes they always have a weak moment where they are bored on a Friday night, or somebody pissed them off. That dude, the other dude that they like, pissed them off. They saw him with another girl, and then they hit you. And then you're in. The next thing you know, that is your time. That is when it's your time to shine. And sometimes you don't really want to shine. You just want to shine enough to show that person. And again, I'll only speak for myself. I just want to shine enough to show that person, here's what you could have or could have had. And this is what you kind of played me. You was messing with me. So if we do mess around, guess whose conversation is going to be a little bit shorter now? Guess whose text is going to be a little few far in between now? Because now you want to play games with me prior. Now you let me in. Now we want to see who wants to. Now let's play some games, right?
Now the playing field is level.
Yeah, now the playing field is level. Now the playing field is level. Like, that's why I just don't understand. I mean, again, like I said, some women I understand, you know, sex is very quote unquote sacred to them or whatever. They don't want to look a certain way to the man. But I'm like, bro, like, just let the energy flow. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. And then on the second date, if the energy was just as good as it was on the first date, I feel like you almost definitely should be aching to. If the conversation and the vibe was good on the first date, and the conversations are good in between the first and the second date, the second date, you gotta be like, come on.
I'm in there. I know I'm in there. I'm in there.
Yeah, you got it. The man is thinking I'm in there. He's not expecting it, but he's definitely thinking that his percentages has just risen drastically.
Right.
Now, if you don't crack on the second date, okay. But like I said, if the needle is moving, that's all I care about, me personally.
Right.
If we kiss on the first date, okay, cool. Okay, I got a kiss, cool.
Heavy makeout second date.
Heavy makeout second date. The third day's gotta We gotta start moving. We gotta start shucking and jiving. I gotta see growth. You know, if I don't see progression, then I just can't proceed.
And I think that's why I think it's super important for men to require that growth. I think that a lot of men, especially in 2025, have become complacent with accepting either minimal effort or no effort just in the name of the woman's super attractive. She let me take her out. This is enough for me to accept for now. And I think that is what kind of sets the market for other kind of men who have a different mentality, right? I was having this conversation. It was a super in-depth conversation with one of my good friends, and he said, back in medieval times, the knights would treat certain women a certain way. If you were from a well-respected family or your family had money, the knights would treat you a certain way. But if you were poor or from a bad family, then you would get treated a certain way. But the women who were from a bad family or poor said, I should have the same things that princess or that woman from a bad family should have. And then at the same time, there were other men in the kingdom telling those women, you can have the same things she can have. You deserve to have the same things that she should have. And you're just as beautiful as she is, because they wanted to hit.
Yeah.
So now the market went from you having a specific value to you believing your value is higher than it is because of the attention you're getting, right? And even in today's society, you see that, and I think that's super prevalent with social media, because now you have access to unlimited amounts of attention. And a woman who's not getting the type of guy that she wants can look in her inbox and see that she's getting attention from tons of guys. And these guys are telling her she's beautiful. They'll fly her wherever. They'll buy her whatever. Let me take you out on a date. Let me give you this, blah, 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 blah. And so in her mind, I have the same value as every other woman, and you have to give me that to the next guy that she's talking to. And I think that's when a lot of the mentality gets misconstrued, because as guys, if you're of a particular mindset, you're going into that situation saying, I'm willing to give XYZ from what I've seen from you. That doesn't mean that she agrees with your level of effort. She may have a higher self-image of herself and believes I deserve this. Right? And so I think that's where a lot of the miscommunication comes from, because if a guy flies her out one time, now she thinks every guy should fly her out. And if you meet her and you're like, hey, let me take you out to dinner, she was like, nah, guys fly me out to Paris for dinner. And you're gonna be like, I'm not doing that. But she had that one time, maybe twice. So she thinks that's what her value is. And you can either acquiesce to the value, or you can rebuff it and say, nah, I'm going to find somebody else who is a little bit more reasonable. And even if we're not talking about flying somebody out, if we're talking about where we're going out to eat, if she says, guys, take me to Mastros, and you're like, well, I would like to take you to Zips because the game is on tonight, and I know that this is your team, and let's go to a sports bar and watch the game. She may not be feeling it just based off of what she feels her value is.
I mean, I think that in this day and age, I know you're not in the pool, but in this day and age of dating, you know, a lot of women, and I'll say men too, but a lot of women say they want things out of men, but when they get those things, they tend not to either like those things or those things become too much for them. They want someone who's a communicator. If you communicate too much, oh, he's an over. He writes he talks too much. He writes paragraphs. You want a man who is loving. Oh, he's too clingy.
He's smothering me.
He's smothering me. You want a man who's texting you back and who's planning things. Oh, he's just too nice. He's too nice. You want a man who's flirting with you. Making comments to you. Oh, he just wants to have sex with me. He's always talking about sex. Like, the man is always to some degree at a disadvantage, no matter what. And I hate to say that, but it's like in this day and age, in my opinion, in dating, it's like walking on eggshells all the time. You can't say nothing too flirty or they'll think you just want to have sex. If you text too much, that's too much. Like
you can't plan a date because that's too presumptive and you didn't ask her what she wanted to do.
And if you don't talk about any of those things, what's his problem? He's not attracted to me. So like, it's just like, you know, like what we are at a total disadvantage when it comes to dating. So when we do say, hey, I like you, or I would love to take you out and see where it goes. If at the end of the date we kiss and it's good and, you know, we end up having sex, cool. If we don't, I'm cool with that too, as long as we both had a good time. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I would never have sex on the first date. Oh my God. Okay, and that's okay. Like if a girl doesn't want to smash on the first date, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think, you know, I mean, that's cool, whatever. I'm not, again, no expectations, but I just personally feel that, you know, if the date is good, if the energy's there, if the conversation is there, if the connection and chemistry is there, then why not explore to see what happens? Doesn't have to be sex. You know, why not see what happened? And, you know, it's a lot of things where, you know, some women are afraid that they won't hear from the guy. That, hey, you take a risk in love all the time. You know?
Felix said, tell him we're trying to chill on some positive.
Yeah, just go with the flow. And then a woman will say, well, that's not intentional. Well, I mean, I kind of think going with the flow is intentional because no one knows in this day and age how one person is going to be from day to day.
Right.
No one knows. I've had some great conversations with females and all of a sudden they went ghost. Never heard from them again, never hung out with them. Or even if I did hang out with them, you know, there's no explanation. And, you know, so like, you never know in this day and age. You never know. I think someone's always entertaining someone else. And just like I mentioned a few weeks ago, if a man who is remotely sexually active, if they are in a situation where a woman is having them, quote unquote, wait months or a month, or they're going to be having sex with someone else in that meantime, I would almost bet my life on it. in my opinion. If they're not, then they win the Guy of the Month award.
I think that there's two, maybe three different kinds of guys, because I think that there's men who are comfortable in their control of their sexual urges, who can wait for a while. They'll give you some runway. Like you said, long as the needle is moving, they'll give you some runway. Like we had Jolene on the podcast, and she was like, absolutely not. I'm not coming to your house. I'm not doing nothing with like nothing.
No.
A guy who's in control of his sexual urges, he might be like, you know what? That's okay. I could wait. But if there's a guy who's been getting it on a regular, semi-regular basis at least, or at least believes that he can get it when he wants it, that's going to be a no-go.
So is this guy number 2?
That's guy number 2.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to convince him to forgo it for the promise of something better that he does. Like the old people say, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yep. I'm that guy.
He already know, in this hand, I'm getting it. I got the bird in the hand, but you telling me if you don't get it, it's 2 in this bush. I don't know. It's a big bush. I can't see in the bush, but I know I got this 1 in the hand. And then there's the third guy who will do whatever to get it. If you tell him to wait, you tell him to spend X amount of dollars, he'll spend it. You tell him to run, jump, hop, he'll do it. Because he's at a point in his life where maybe he just started out on he's just now hitting his peak. I think that there's a lot of guys who hit their peak late in life. When I lived in Chicago before I moved to Arizona, there was a guy I was hanging out with who was like that. And he was a taller dude, attractive dude, but he didn't really start hitting his peak until senior year of college. And so when he moved to Chicago, he was just kind of just any girl that wanted him to come over, he was going. But me and the other friends that we all kind of had gone through that period already. So for us, we were just kind of like, we can kind of pick and choose what situations we want to be in. He was ready to be in any situation because he hit his peak late. And even at this age, I know you in your 30s, I'm in my 40s. There's dudes in their 30s and 40s who are just now hitting their peak.
I agree with that.
And so for them, this is opening up a whole new world of opportunity for them that they were never exposed to, and so for them, they kind of mess up the market for everybody because they're willing to do whatever. And so a woman might say, well, I got this guy over here that he's willing to do anything, and I ain't got to give him nothing. So that means I like you, but I'm not giving you anything either because I got this guy over here who's willing to do anything, and I don't have to give him nothing. Yeah,
that third dude is like Felix said. That third dude is very simpish. I'm definitely number 2. I think, in my personal opinion, men who have or is used to getting a good run. Yeah. It doesn't excite them that much. Like getting, vagina doesn't excite me like it was when I was in my 20s, early 30s. Like multiple girls don't really excite me like it used to back in the day. Now, like I said, if I meet someone and I'm attracted to them, like I'm not hard pressed for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So number 3, he's hard pressed for it. Number 1, I forgot what number 1 was.
Number 1 was a little bit more on the abstinence side, like a more control of his
sexual urges. Yeah. I mean, I think that I'm very much in control of my sexual urges, but then again, if I am connected and I have chemistry with someone and I'm attracted to them, so then I guess I don't have control of my sexual urges because I'm going to want to do something with that person.
I mean, you still have control of it because you're still deciding what situations to put yourself in. You're still in control of the situations you put yourself in. You're not just out there taking every wink and wave as, oh, she wants me.
Right.
You're still being discerning of the situations that you put yourself in, which is important because as a guy, I don't know if you believe in the whole, energy transfer,
Yeah, I do.
Soul ties, that whole thing.
I believe in the transference of energy.
I don't believe in
soul ties. I don't believe in all
that. But if you are someone who's a little bit more discretionary about the situations they put themselves in, then you have more control over your life and the direction that it goes. And I think a lot of men don't or choose to not exert that control. I think all men have the control, but they choose to not exert it. And I think that's how you end up in situations with, multiple kids by multiple women. You're not on good terms with any of them. Or you don't have kids, but you have a bad reputation. Whether that's on the T app or the Are We Dating the Same Guy groups or, these types of things, because you're putting yourself in any situation that presents itself without exerting some sort of control.
And that's and I've met in my dating history, I won't say how recent or how long ago, I'll just say in my dating history, I've met some very damaged women. Like they've been through some shit.
They're gonna hit the phone.
They've been through some shit with previous men, and then when I come into the picture, they want to be all of a sudden, Mother Teresa. All of a sudden, like, no, give me that same.
I want the same thing the last man got.
Yeah, I want the same freaky shit that last dude got. Don't try to switch it up on me because you got a good one in front of you, and then now you wanna change all of a sudden. Like, what? Continue to be who you are. If that's who you are, it's crazy. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy.
I want to sign up for the same package that the last man signed up for.
Same package, but yet they want to come to me and be something different. Just like, man, come on, I got time for this, man. You gave it up to the last dude on the first date. Oh, I'm different. I'm changed. Oh, okay, all right, whatever. That's. I mean, and I'm thinking as men get older, like you would think that would be less of a thing. And I think for some men, maybe in their mid 40s, late 40s, early 50s, that they don't care if they sleep with someone in the first 3 to 4 dates. Maybe they don't care. I'm not one of them.
He said, "I'm not there yet."
I'm not one of them. I am not one of them. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out.
Do you feel like if you've gotten to the 3rd or 4th date and it hasn't happened, that you did something wrong, or that or you missed a step somewhere?
Is the needle being moved, or is it just nothing?
If the maybe after the first date it was great. Second date it was great, but nothing happened, and it just kind of went stagnant. Third date, still a good time, nothing happened, just kind of plateaued. Fourth date, nothing happened, but y'all had a good time. You enjoyed each other's company. Would you feel like I'm doing something wrong where she's not getting to that point of wanting to cross that line?
No, I mean, I think I would definitely try to communicate with said female to some degree to see where her mind is at in regards to, is she attracted to me, or is what's going on in that regard, for sure. I would definitely want to know. I would definitely ask 1,000%.
So at that point, you'd bring it up like, hey, what's going on?
Yep.
There's no intimacy.
Yep. It would be probably, if I'm being fully transparent, it would probably be in a funny, passive aggressive way. But it would be known to where, she would know that I'm being fully honest. That passive aggressive way is just my way of entering the conversation. But then I think once I see how she manages that passive aggressive comment, then I can navigate on how I can move forward in regards to that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely bring it up for sure. For sure. Unless things are just, things would have to just be going like crazy good. Crazy good, like to where I'm like, this could be like someone that I could see myself with for a long time. And not to say that I couldn't.
With the absence of physical intimacy.
Yes. And not to say that I couldn't say that about someone with having the physical intimacy, but I mean, for me not to say anything, this woman would just have to blow my socks off. Because I'm not going too many days.
For you to not mind not having it.
Yeah, I'm not going too many times hanging out and seeing each other without the needle moving. It doesn't have to be sex, but that needle has to be moving. It has to be moving. Has to be.
Where do you, and I know that you apply that to, physical intimacy, but what about like effort in a relationship? Like even if it's not a relationship, y'all still dating, but if you've taken on the first date, taken on the second date, taken on the third date, do you get to a point where you say, hey, next date's on you?
No, I mean, passive aggressively, I will probably say something in a smart but funny type of way. So at one point in my dating history, I did go out on a date with someone. The first date, I paid. The second date, she offered to come scoop me. She picked the place.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to pay, but I paid. And she was someone who has been scarred in her past where she's only done the paying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was super impressed. Not only the fact that she said, hey, this time be ready, I'm coming to scoop you. I was like, oh, you coming to pick me up? She came to pick me, and right there I was impressed. Like she had me, and right there I was impressed. And then she picked the place. I was impressed again. And so I felt, I didn't feel I had to pay, but I was like, this is
Did you feel compelled to give it up?
I told her this. I said, if you're trying to get in my pants, you're definitely going to get in my pants. And she came to me with, no one's getting in anybody's pants tonight. I was like, all right.
You just took all the steam out of
it. Yeah, she took all the steam out of the room and everything like that. So we had a conversation about that. And it was a great conversation because she is someone who is open to feedback. She's open to communication. She is someone who I truly believe is working on herself. Mm-hmm. And so, that was refreshing that, she's like, I forgot the exact word I wanted to use, but she took that in. Mm-hmm. She took that in. And the next day, it was pretty, it was like the needle was moved. We'll just say that. But the fact that, like I said, like the fact that she came to pick me up, which I thought was hot. I thought it was hot. Like, hey, I'm coming to pick you up. And then she had the place picked out. Like, to me, I think that's grown woman shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all the time. But the second date, you're showing me, hey, like, I'm putting some effort into this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where, for me, that's where you win me over, is by the reciprocation. You win me over by giving me the same energy that I'm giving you. And, that's, to me, that makes me want to have sex with that person even more, even though, to be honest with you, I never had sex with that person, but that needle was moved. But that was I like that type of shit. I think that's hot.
Yeah, and I think something you said was super important. You're like, that's grown woman behavior, right? That's grown woman behavior, and I think that I don't think it's age specific, but I think it's experience specific. And like Felix said, we just talked about this. Like I asked him, when did he know, his significant other was the one? And it's things like that certain women do that win.
Yeah.
And and I feel like other women will look at that and be like, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to pick no dude up. I'm not planning no date. Where when you, and I think that women can probably attest to this as well. Women will say, once you've met a dude and he's done XYZ, he kind of set a standard. You kind of hold every guy you meet to that standard, right? And when you meet a woman who, second date, I'm gonna come pick you up, I'm gonna plan the date, I'm ready to pay, and the date's still amazing, even though you paid, or whatever the case is. Like, as a guy, you still carry that to the next experience. Like, the last woman I dated set this standard. The woman I'm talking to now, is she meeting that? Is she exceeding that? Or is she, is she giving below that standard that the last person set? And I think that that's an interesting dynamic between men and women. I think that women hold men to the standard that the last great experience they had was. But I think a lot of men don't hold women to the last great experience that they had, because maybe we're conditioned to be the ones to carry that experience. But when you meet a woman who exceeds those expectations, I think it's important, even if the situation, like you said, the situation didn't work out, but you remember that. So now, if you meet a woman and you're like, you're on date number 2, and you're planning date number 2, and she doesn't step up, and she doesn't say, well, I'm gonna come pick you up. You're in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, well, the last girl I dated was like this, I think that as men, we don't stick, or we don't adhere to that past great experience. We remember it, but we don't hold the next person to that standard, where I think that women will do that. She was like, the last guy did X, Y, Z. The next guy I date has to at least do that.
See, and I think that is why I agree with you wholeheartedly. But I think that is also why I'm still single to this day, is because I hold a lot of women to the standard of the last person that I was really serious with. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's women don't realize that it's the little things, like the planning the date or the picking you up, that most men really take note of.
The little things.
It's the little things for us. It's the little things for us that we're like, that's something. Like, that is, yeah, I don't know what that means, but
he's saying the button up.
No, like it's just crazy, like how I totally agree with that statement, because I know for me, I hold women to a standard of the reciprocation energy standard. Like, if a woman doesn't, I will put in. A lot of women think, or when they see me on the pod, or when they talk to me, I'm very self-reflective, and I understand that some women may think he just wants to smash. That is not the case. I go into every situation with the energy with good energy, mm-hmm. right? With that effort, texting, talking, seeing how you're doing, so on and so forth. I go into every interaction with that same energy. Again, at some point, that energy tends to fall off, because I feel as if that energy isn't reciprocated to mm-hmm. me. Why am I always the one doing the texting? Why am I always the one asking you the questions? Mm-hmm. Or when I ask you a question, I ask you an open-ended question like, how's your day? My day's great.
Okay.
How about
how's yours?
Yeah, how's yours? So, like, once I start picking up on those little nuances with certain females, that's when I'm like, I'm just trying to smash. And so, like, but most women, I won't generalize, but a lot of women are caught up in what the man should be doing to appease to them, comparatively to what they also could be doing to appease to that man, to keep him interested and, mm-hmm. Energized in this particular situation.
Yeah, and that's why I said, when you said that's grown woman behavior, I think that there are women who have been in serious relationships where they have contributed effort in a serious relationship, who know what that looks like for them. They know what it looks like for them to go to a guy's job on her day off and take him lunch, or plan a date, or she knows his favorite music artist is in town and she buys tickets so they can go to the concert. Like, there's women who've been in relationships where they've done that. Mm-hmm. A lot of women I would say the majority of women, maybe 60-40, have not been in relationships where they've done that. I think they've been in relationships where the guy carried the relationship and he did all the work. So when they exit that relationship and they go into a new situation and they say, well, my last guy, he did all the communication. He texted me. He picked me up. He planned all the dates. He did all the things. That's what I'm looking for. But you will come across women who say, like, I like to take care of my man. I like to do this. I like to do that. If I know that he likes comic books, I'm gonna go to the comic book store and buy him comic books. If he likes Jordans, when the new Jordans come out, I'm gonna go get him the new Jordans. Like, like I said, there are women who have been in relationships where they've put in that work and that effort, and you can see it because they're ready to. They've already crossed that bridge. They're ready to do that for the right person. I think that a lot of women have not been in relationships where they've had to do that or have been called upon to do those things. So for them, that's a lot, right? And I know women who have not been in relationships where they've had to do those things, or they've done some things that they thought were bigger to the guy or more impactful to the guy than the guy perceived them to be. And you know that a lot of that comes down to communication and understanding the person that you're with. But I think a lot of it just kind of boils down to, you have someone in front of you who's putting forth the work. Are you ready to match their work and their effort?
Yeah.
I think we live in a day and age where, because of the availability of options for men and women out there, I think a lot of people probably don't want to put in the work because it's easy to find someone else when it starts getting hard. You know?
I agree. I'm one of those. As soon as like, no, I'll put in the effort to where, like, it's like, hey, like, there's only so many, like, my track record is I deal with double standard women. Double standard women is they want this and this and that, but they do that same thing. They want someone to show them communication. They want someone to do this, but once you do too much of it, they don't like it. So those are the kind of women that I seem to attract, or they don't do that. So, like, it's just, man, it's so hard out here. Like, it's so hard because it's so hard. That's why, and I'm very upfront and honest with women that I meet with my mindset in regards to relationships these days. So women, if you're listening, this is my mindset when it comes to relationship in 2025. My motto is, whatever happens, happens. If we go out on a date, it's great, and we just kiss, and I never talk to you again. You never talk to me again. Whatever happens, happens. If we go out on a date, we end up having sex, and we just continue to only have sex, and that is what we are, it is what it is. If we go out on a date, we don't have sex, and we just end up being friends, and you end up being a integral part of my life as like someone that I know is a good person and that you're great. It just didn't work out. whatever happens, happens. If we go out on a date and we vibe and, we have sex or don't, and it leads to dating, then boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm cool with that. Whatever happens, happens. Me personally, I don't put any limitations on anything when I meet someone. That's why it frustrates me when most women put limitations on when they are going to do something physical with a man. Now, it would be great if most men would say, okay, if that's the limitation that you want to put on it, I will put a limitation on how many times I spend money, or how many times I got to choose the place, or so on and so forth. But then some women will say, well, that's not masculine. That's not masculine of you to not want to drive, or to not want to pick the place, or to not want to pay. Well, guess what? This is 2025. We're different, if you guys haven't noticed. Okay. You guys want to be sassy. You guys want to be afforded the same things that we have. We want to be afforded the same respect that you guys want. And I think a lot of men don't put a lot of onus on their energy and how they feel. It's all about the woman. No, I don't believe that. I want peace. If that woman can bring me peace and we are just sleeping together, great. If that woman can bring me peace and we're just cool, great. If that woman can bring me peace and we end up dating, that's even better. But if you can't bring me peace, then I can't. I'm getting too old. I can't be around you. I can't. And me not having any peace is me wondering when I'm going to smash, or does she like me or not because I'm not smashing, or does she like me or not because she's not texting me back, going like
the mental calmness.
Yes, yeah, it's those things, because Lord knows you've seen plenty of women post, if he's not obsessed with me, I don't want it. Right? You've seen those.
Right. And as soon as he's obsessed, he's too clingy.
He's too clingy. So that's why I have that whatever happens, happens mindset, is because, in my personal opinion, women and men in this day and age are so fleeting. You never know who's going to be in your life one day or the next. So why not live each day as is? Whatever happens, happens, and just go with the flow.
Right. Yeah. Gotta make the best out of every opportunity you have, for sure.
You do.
Without losing yourself in the process. Yeah, I agree with that.
I sent this meme to a friend of mine, and I think it said, I deleted it. It said, if you're a woman over 40, or if you're someone over 40, it wasn't more days. Okay. Yeah, here it is. If you almost 40 and over, you should be fucking on the first night. How you talking about we need to get to know each other? Bitch, we're about to die in a few years. Drop them draws. I mean, and there are women in their 40s and 50s out here talking crazy stuff, like waiting. Like, what are you talking about?
You're holding on to it.
What you hold? You better wipe that dust off that thing, girl. You don't got much time left. You better take it when somebody want it. Like, what you sitting around waiting for? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. But again, I understand the emotional side. You know, I get that. I get it. But it could be emotional regardless if you have sex or not. You could still fall for someone and not have sex with them, and they can still break your heart.
Right.
They could find someone else. They could be dialed in to you. Next thing you know, they go out to the bar, they go to the grocery store, they go to the gym, and that their gym crush all of a sudden, because most women know when they see that glow on dudes when they're
like, oh, he got somebody. Let me see why.
Yeah. And then that gym crush comes up to you and you're like, damn, I've been wanting her for a minute, but I got so-and-so, but she ain't giving me nothing. And the gym crush is ready. She's ready to go. I don't know too many men are going to pass down the girls who are ready to go. They're not going to tell the girl. They're not going to tell the girl that they like and that they are not smashing. They're not going to tell her. But I would almost think 6 out of 10 men, 60% is going to go.
It's probably higher than that.
Yeah, it's probably higher than that if that person's not his girl.
Yeah. If they just dating, yeah.
Yeah, they're going for sure. So that's why I don't understand these women in their 40s and 50s talking about, I'm looking for my husband. Okay. I had a girl tell me that recently. We're not doing that anymore. I'm looking for my husband. I was looking at the text message. I just want to say, you ain't never get married.
The things that we done done.
Yeah, you ain't never getting married, boo boo. I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking. You ain't never getting married. Never. I know you. You ain't never getting married.
I know you intimately. It's not in the cards for you.
No. You just better stick to I'm looking for a life partner. Just say that. The marriage thing, you two, no. Give that up.
He said no.
Life partner is better. You try to find a life partner first. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I need to incorporate some more of my instead of I got some people that I really just want to just put not people, but some situations that I really just want to put on blast. And I know they watch. If they don't watch, they'll come back to watch because they tell me they watch. Mm-hmm. And I got some things that I really feel as if needs to be said, because there's some crazy shit going on out here, man. These women out here are something else.
Out here in the street.
These women out here are something else, Dave. I promise you, there's something else. There's something else. So,
I remember. It ain't been that long. I remember.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. You can be so good to someone, and they
hit you with something. You're like, who do you think you're talking to?
Man.
Yeah, I've been in situations like that.
And I know we're about to wrap up, but it's like then you have the girls out there who you messed with at one time. It didn't end bad. Every time you see them, oh my God, we should go get for a drink sometime, or we should do this, we should do that. And then when you hit them, crickets. like shit like that. Like especially when you never
you don't have to. When you see me out, you don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. Just be like, hey, how you doing? Okay, good, and keep it moving. You don't have to be like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. I can't wait. We should go out sometime. I remember the last time we hung out. Blah, blah. You don't have to do that. If you don't mean it, you don't have to do that.
No, and that makes me literally if I did get that chance, I'm cracking and not like I'll dinner, dessert. Okay, I'm a crack, and then I'm gonna show you how it feels to not get text back and stuff like that. That's the game that I'm gonna play. You right, Oak? Oak, what's up, my guy? Good to hear from you. I ain't seen you in a minute. I gotta see you on a Sunday fun day, my guy. I miss you. Pause. I miss you. But you're right. You can't expect honesty from cheap people, and there's a lot of. Oh man, it just makes me so mad, bro. There's so many girls that I've been so nice to, and they've just like not text me back, or I mean, girls that I've like been intimate with, like
yeah,
and we're nothing now, but we're still cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, but then they get, and I love seeing them get dogged out by dudes. I love it. I love when they're posting, oh, I'm so sad about okay. That's because you had a good dude trying to holler at you, but
you thought you had better.
You thought you had better. So it's crazy, man. I women out here, man. I'm happy being single, to be honest with you. You know, my dad says all the time, when you gonna get a girl? Like, I'm like, dude, you ain't out here, man. These women out here are treacherous.
You from a lost and forgotten time. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different now.
Man, it's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. It sucks, man. It really does suck. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'm cool with it if they're cool with it. You like it, I love it. You know, I'll play the game. I'll play the game.
Well, we are next week on the show. We'll have a very interesting guest that hopefully can give us some insight into a woman's perspective on dating in 2025. But until then, KP, what do you got for the people who watched today, who are going to watch in the near future, who are going to listen on all the platforms to the podcast? What do you got for them?
I want to say first and foremost, thank you, Hilary. Hilary, appreciate you for hopping on today.
Hopefully she's killing it. Where's she at? Yeah,
before your set. Hopefully you knocked them dead tonight during your set. I want to give a shout out to Nick, shout out to Geneva, shout out to Felix, shout out to Oak. Oak, appreciate you for hopping on. Shout out to those who are listening in the future. Jill, I know you're probably going to be listening potentially. You probably was like, oh, well, you're talking about me? Jill, hello. Hello. Shout out to the women out there. Shout out to Jordan. Jordan, I love you to death. Shout out to the women out there who are watching. Ladies, treat the men in your life with respect and reciprocate the energy that they are giving you. If they are treating you well, do right by them, because men love that stuff. Otherwise, thank you guys for joining today. Like, subscribe. I'm looking forward to next week's episode. I'm a little under the weather, so sorry if my voice sounds weird. I'm a little stuffy. But yeah, it was good.
Absolutely. And just to echo that, thank you so much to everybody who chimed in the chat. Geneva, Jordan, Felix, Oak. We had Nick who chimed in. So thank you to everybody who participated in the chat today. Thank you to everybody who watched on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you to everybody who's going to listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Turkey, apparently. Thank you to everybody who's listening in Turkey and overseas to the podcast. We want to definitely invite everybody to like, subscribe, share the podcast with your friends. Next week we got a very special guest coming up, so definitely tune in for that. We officially cracked 100 subscribers, I believe, this week. So thank you to everybody who's subscribed, who has their notifications on, who are getting the pop-ups that there's a new show coming up. We appreciate everybody who's taking the time. But until next week, we love everybody, and we hope that everybody stays safe. And we can't wait to see you guys in 7 days.
Peace.
Cue the theme music.